Racing is back. The Indian National Championships get Asia's year underway, and there's some new names to challenge the old guard.
Rahul Anish sneaks into the inside of Rahul Shetty, comes into the podium win, and checkered flag to Vorapong.
We look at the talent both existing and emerging under the Yamaha Indonesia racing team umbrella, and go behind the scenes with the second in our special Day in the Life series. Holy smoke, Batman, it's the Asia Motorsports Hour right now. Yeah, very good to have you on board for a new year of racing in Asia. Fingers crossed international competition returns properly in 2022. So let's rev things up a little with some domestic action, starting with the fourth round of the Indian National Championships from Chennai. A wildcard entrant greeted us on the grid at the start of the 301 to 400cc race in round 4 of the Indian National Championships. Thailand's 400cc champion Vorapong Malawan lining up at Chennai and ready to upset the old guard.
6 laps, 5-second boat out. Will it be the TVS Racing 1, 2, 3? Can they make it a flying start? Oh, it's Rajani Krishnan onto that start. What an incredible race so far. Rahul Shetty squeezing through the 2 TVS Racing bike to come on the outside to take second at the moment. Has he got the pace? Oh, one of the Gusto Racing bikes struggling to get off the start there. But what a cracker of a start for Rajani, Rahil and Vorapong at the moment.
For much of the race, championship leader Rajani Krishnan was confidently leading the way in a congested contest. But then on the last lap...
Oh, what's this? We've got a completely new mix. Vorapong from TVS Racing manages to get ahead of both Rahil and Rajani Krishnan and the... Wow! What a surprising turn of events so far this time. And he's flying out into the final corner. Can Rajani, Anish, Rahul Anish sneaks into the inside of Rahul Shetty, comes into the podium win, and checkered flag to Vorapong, Rajani and Anish Shetty. A massive upset for Rahul.
Vorapong Malawan continuing his happy relationship with TVS with the race win. Though as a guest, he can't accumulate championship points.
The first time for develop bike in here, and now we is improved too much for the TVS RR310, and now is very good fighting. Today is very good fighting. I have a lot to can comment to the team, and sure this I will is focus. Look forward for next race.
Vorapong will start the race in P1 for this race, as it's as per the finish order of race 1. Rajani Krishnan, the leader of the championship, will start from P2, and P3 will be Anish Shetty from Race Concept.
Who's it going to be? Oh, that's a jump start, is it, for Vorapong? Well, lights are off. A great start there for the TVS Racing and Team RACR Castrol Power 1 Ultimate, as well as Rahul Shetty, who's definitely through the block. You can't discount Rajani Krishnan. He likes to play it a little more comfortable.
No repeat of the race 1 heroics for the Thai Vorapong. A ride-through penalty to be served for jumping the start of race 2. Instead, the challenge for 41-year-old Rajani Krishnan would come from Anish Shetty. Krishnan, number 67, and Anish dueling right until the finale.
The most interesting thing here is how Vorapong, who had a ride-through, has come back into the top 10, not just the top 10, into the top 5. A few more laps, maybe he would have caught up to our race leaders. Fantastic ride from Vorapong in this race too. Anish Shetty knows what's at stake. He wants those points. He's coming to the inside. A very tight defensive line from Rajani Krishnan there. Has he held it off? Oh, this is a close two-way fight going into the final stage of this race. We got a couple more corners remaining. All 3 of them neck on neck. Anish taking a quick look to see where Deepak is placed at. Very, very close, my friend. Rajani Krishnan still leading the charge. What a valiant ride from him so far. Can it be another win for Rajani Krishnan? We're coming into that final corner. Looks like Rajani Krishnan has steered a little ahead of Anish Shetty at the moment. Can he hold the fort? Well, it's a Rajani Krishnan for Team RACR Castrol Power 1 Ultimate, who takes the win from second. In P2 is Anish Shetty from Team Race Concepts from third to second. What a win.
Ryhana Krishnan taking maximum points from a difficult weekend and now near certain to claim the title next month in the final round of the season.
Look, Ryhana Krishnan has been one of those guys who decided to come back and be competitive. All right, at his age, I would have reckoned that he's going away. He's busy running his own team, which he's doing, but taking a back seat and going into administration. The very fact that he's come in and is riding probably at his best, all right, in spite of not having a great weekend last time, okay, he's done better. But the fact that he's pulled out performance like we've never seen before. He's walked away with a major haul of points, the max points that any rider could go away with, and the fact that he had to fight against the Thai guy. I mean, you had him there competing, and to watch 4-5 bikes crossing the finishing line in the 165, in the 400s, it was spectacular to watch.
Yamaha Indonesia racing team are the subject of a chance for you to win a small polo shirt courtesy Idemitsu. 2 questions about the team. First one is, name the Yamaha Indonesia rider who won the 1 Prix Underbone Expert category in the season just gone. A clue? He also expects to ride 600 Supersport in this season's Asian Road Racing Championship. Coming up after the break, we go behind the scenes in our Day in the Life series and unveil 1 or 2 tricks of the broadcast trade. Asia Motorsports Hour will be right back. The Yamaha Indonesia racing team had a successful domestic season in 2021. 2 of their top talents, Aldi Satya Mahendra and Mohammad Fairozi, both won titles for their teams at the 1 Prix Championships. Fairozi, who is touted for great things by many, took the 3-round 6-race Underbone Expert Championship with 3 wins to his name, including this one, where his Yamaha Indonesia teammate Aditya Fauzi pushed him all the way.
Apakah di tikungan terakhir akan terjadi perubahan? Mari kita perhatikan pembalap Yamaha Seruyan dan juga ASR Sulawesi Tenggara yang akan terlibat duel di lap terakhir di daerah tikungan terakhir. Semakin dekat, semakin rapat, bos kembali.
Fairozi is expected to continue his progress at the 600 Supersports class at this year's Asian Road Racing Championships. But if a lot is expected of Fairozi, expectation levels are even higher for 15-year-old Aldi Satya Mahendra. Having made his ARRC debut for the team at 150 Underbone in 2020, Aldi confirmed the raw talent he has by winning the Underbone Novice Championship at this season's 1 Prix.
Pesaingnya itulah Hafid berada di depannya, melakukan kesalahan ataupun kelemahan yang dilakukan langsung, mencari keuntungannya, melakukan overtaking secara diam-diam dari sisi dalam.
He set records galore at the Central Karting Circuit, fastest lap after fastest lap. Aldi Satya with huge winning margins.
Satu putaran lagi ataupun satu tikungan lagi. Inilah dia, the final ataupun juara kita, Aldi Satya Mahendra.
That race win and the Novice National Championship trophy looking good on what will need to be a very big mantelpiece if he carries on dominating like this. And Yamaha Indonesia ended the domestic season with the high-profile Yamaha Endurance Festival, with a 2-hour endurance race at 125 and 250cc.
Oke, Yamaha Endurance Festival 2021. Go, 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 go.
Familiar names Ray Ratukore and Aditya Fauzi winning the 250cc professional crown, but the whole event evidence that the team and the brand are making inroads into developing the road racing scene in Indonesia. But domestic success is one thing, doing it on the Asian or international scene, a very different proposition. Yamaha have been the bikes for multiple ARRC Underbone champions. Rafid Tupan, Hadi Wijaya and Wayo Ajichilaksana have all won titles riding Yamahas, but not under the Yamaha Indonesia name. The closest Yamaha Indonesia have come to having a champion was in 2017 when Wayo Ajichilaksana came second in the Underbone title chase. At 250, Galang Hendra Pratama showed enough potential in 4 seasons on the Asia road racing circuit to get a chance to prove himself on the world stage, where he actually won a Supersport 300 race at Jerez. In Asia, a 5th and 6th place finish were his best seasons at ARRC 250, including a race win in 2017. Still only 22, Galang has progressed to World Supersport 600cc championships and posted 27 points in the season just gone, with a P10 at Aragon, his best result of the campaign. So for Yamaha Indonesia, the next step seems obvious. Somehow turning domestic potential into international success. Galang Hendra and Wayo Ajichilaksana have shown that it can be done. Now it's up to Fairozi and Aldi Satya to take the team into the next step and extend that Yamaha Indonesia brand outside of the country. Yamaha Indonesia are the focus of today's classic race. We take you back to the 2017 season and the Indonesia shade of Yamaha Blue looking to pick up their first ever ARRC win at 250cc.
Galang Hendra, young teenager from Indonesia, real potential from this young kid on the Yamaha. Will be in pole position. He was lapping at 122.13. A little bit of surface water. The flags are still out there. It will be a 10-lap race. Once the flags go out, the lights go on. When the lights go out, we will be underway. We are underway. Muklada, terrific start from her. She's overtaken Jerry Salim on the second row. Galang Hendra's got off nice and safely, as has Koyama and Ray Ratukore. Ratukore just going on the inside of Koyama into the first, but Muklada got a jump start ahead of Jerry Salim. And Jerry has just got himself in the middle of that little group and is easing his way in. This is very un-Salim-like. A very technical circuit.
It looks like Koyama can't stay up with Galang, and Anupat is now right behind Koyama there.
There's Jerry Salim, 10th place. Making sure, well, he's gone better than yesterday. He was off by this time yesterday.
Yeah.
But 10th for Jerry Salim. Right behind Jerry Salim, flank 27 is Rusman Fadil. Rusman on the Yamaha Yamaloop, and
Somebody went on the track.
that's Setu Rajiv, the young Indian. So not the kind of performance he wants to put in front of his home crowd, and it is a big crowd here. Galang Hendra crosses the start-finish line. The differential is 2 seconds. Yamamoto is very close on the tail of Koyama. Anupap Muklada, Andy Mohammed Fadli is up there. Jerry Salim goes through in 9th place. He's 9 seconds adrift of the race leader. As Galang Hendra goes through, now the difference is down to 1.5 seconds. Definitely Koyama is making inroads.
Yeah, Koyama is getting faster and faster now. You can see he's getting closer to Galang now. Just now was 1.8, now it's 1.5 seconds behind. So definitely Koyama is bringing Yamamoto up together with him.
And lap time 1:57, 1.138. Getting more confident on the bikes as well as they come into the start-finish line. It'll be 3 laps to go here. Jerry Salim not only closing on Andy Mohamed Fadli, he's closing on the riders ahead of them as well. And Jerry Salim will go over in 7th place. Andy Mohamed Fadli and Anupam Sarmun, though, are definitely in the Indonesian sights.
Yeah, now you can see they are coming lap, the slow rider in front of them. I think the lap rider is hopefully that he will stay away from this group and they were fighting for position now. Yeah, okay, he's staying away now.
Just stepping out of the line was Afiq Azmi, rank number 78. So no distractions there as they head out into the Chennai countryside. Jerry Salim has a look on the inside. Andy Mohamed gives the braking pretty late, goes a little bit wide. It's a racing line from Jerry, but Andy Mohamed Fadli can still hold on. Our focus remains with Jerry Salim, bike 31, red livery, just coming into shot now. Again, a little look of the visor, they lift the visor.
The visor, because I think inside is a bit, blur, then you gotta leave that.
Just to make life extra difficult. Jerry had a look once again on the inside of Andy Mohamed Fadli. Andy Mohamed Fadli is riding pretty well. Good defensive riding as well as putting pressure on McLarder ahead of himself. Now McLarder's feeling the pressure. 1.5 laps to go. Anupam pulling away from McLarder. Some of the back markers just going through. They've got 2 laps go. He's off the outside, and Jerry Salim's gone through the inside of Andy Mohamed, and he's closed the gate once again. But he's having to work really hard. We're just temporarily staying with this battle for P4 between Anupam, who's 4th, McLarder 5th, Andy Mohamed 6th, and Jerry Salim in 7th place. All the while, Galang Hendra's lead is nearly 2 seconds from Koyama, who's 5 seconds clear of Yamamoto. 1, 2, 3 is just about secure.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 is secure. Now we just look at the 4th position.
And Jerry Salim's gone inside Andy Mohamed Fadli, and now he's got his eyes on McLarder. Great move from Jerry Salim. He's got himself up into 6th place. Can he get the better of McLarder? Braking late is McLarder. A great move from Salim.
Yeah, you can see Adams Danica just passed Andy there just now.
Andy Mohamed Fadli's lost 2 places. McLarder really under pressure. She can feel on her rear wheel Jerry Salim as Anupam goes through. He's currently in P4. This is the race leader, Galang Hendra. Behind them, Yamamoto is being closed down by Anupam. Couple of laps and he's through. He's gone past McLarder. Jerry Salim has got himself up into the top 5, and he'll pick up 11 points if that's where he can remain.
Yeah, he will remain still the leading, but he got to go to Indonesia. Go to Bangkok to celebrate the championship, I think.
McLarder, she's desperately trying to hold off Reza Danica. This, meanwhile, is the race winner, or the race leader, soon to be race winner, Galang Hendra Pratama. Terrific performance from Galang Hendra. The Indonesian takes the victory from Koyama, who adds a second to his first yesterday. 3rd will be coming through right now. Yamamoto comes in 3rd place. Anupam Sarmun ahead of Jerry Salim in 5th, McLarder 6th, Reza Danica in 7th, Andy Mohamed Fadli dropping down to 8th place. For Galang Hendra, though, we were so focused on Jerry Salim, he and we can celebrate his first victory of the season. And for a teenage rider, this is a man with a real future.
A race day is just like going to the movies. You get yourself comfortably seated, ready in anticipation for the drama that's about to unfold right in front of your eyes. Then when the lights go off, the all-star ensemble and supporting cast come at breakneck speed into your gaze, piquing your interest from the get-go. A full immersion naturally ensues as every character, including eye candy, is cleverly crafted to keep you on the edge of your seat whilst the plots and subplots somehow magically weave together. And that creates pure excitement for you to savour and experience. So long as you don't vacate your seat in the midst of it all, of course. Then, after the hero has ridden into the sunset, you often wonder, who was the director that was behind that marvellous piece of work? Well, we know of no Hollywood directors, but we certainly know a race director who's been in charge of directing races for live broadcast of the Asia Road Racing Championship for many seasons now, as well as other racing events, mainly in his home country of Malaysia. Recently, we caught up with Obert Arif at the Malaysian Superbike Championship, better known as the MSBK, at Sepang. And he gave us an exclusive insight into what really goes on behind the scenes on race day.
Basically, tugas saya to capture all racing moment on track to be shown to television lah, for the viewer. Yeah, I've been doing this quite some time. I think more than 15, 17 years.
Obert's passion and experience in directing races stems from his innate ability to find and create a good story for the audience out there. He knows that he is the important link between viewer and race day action.
Sometimes there is incident yang penonton tak nampak, tak tahu. Itu yang perlu saya tontonkan kepada penonton. Contoh apa yang berlaku di belakang. Sometimes penonton hanya lihat apa yang terjadi di kaca TV, tapi tak tahu apa yang terjadi di belakang tabir di sebalik perlombaan tersebut. Jadi sometimes saya lebih suka every race yang saya buat, saya lebih suka tunjuk storyline daripada segi rider, teams and penonton kalau ada kan.
While Obert is busy calling the shots, there's another figure who ensures the director's vision is translated audibly to the viewers.
Saya punya jawatan dalam MSBK ni, di mana saya sebagai seorang host dan juga pengulas. So setiap kali perlumbaan, saya akan mengulas perlumbaan dan juga sewaktu di grid dan juga di platform saya akan interview pelumba. Begitu juga di pit.
Nasha knows very well how her role and responsibility play a part in elevating the coverage of the sport. So, she comes prepared every single time.
Kebiasaannya sebelum sampai sini, saya akan kaji dulu apa yang berlaku sewaktu di perlumbaan yang pertama, apa yang terjadi, kenapa pelumba ni tak menang, kenapa pelumba ni disqualified dan kenapa tim tu. So, benda-benda yang macam tu kita kena tahu untuk kita interview rider, tim ataupun digunakan waktu mengulas perlumbaan nanti.
It must be said that Obert, Nasha and the rest of the MSBK broadcast crew operating like a well-oiled machine is purely due to planning, communication skills and a sharp decision-making process that happens behind the scenes, usually by a person who assumes full responsibility for the crew and also the race day coverage.
Total crew untuk MSBK untuk TV production lebih kurang dalam 37 orang. Jadi situ adalah 10 orang track cameraman, 2 orang RF cameraman dan semua lain control room punya crew lah. Seorang producer dia perlu menjadi orang tengah kepada semua crew dan juga receiving station. So apa juga berlaku, TV producer perlu memastikan semua keadaan menjadi terkawal.
Arif knows that for an event such as the MSBK to garner the coverage it thoroughly deserves, his ideas need to first be accepted, notably by the director. Thankfully for Arif, it's been an easy ride so far working with Obert.
Kita seorang penerbit yang baru, bila kita bekerja dengan seorang pengarah, director yang sudah pengalaman, jadi tak susah. Sebab kita just bagi tahu dia apa yang kita dah rancang dengan executive producer, dengan chief producer, chief editor untuk apa yang kita perlu fokus pada perlumbaan ni. Jadi kita cakap saja macam tu, Obert Arif akan settlekan dari segi shot, dari segi konten semua, dia akan pastikan semuanya berjalan lancar.
So, before we call it a day, how about we check in with Oba to see how the production side of things went after a grueling, long day.
Overall hari ni untuk production cantik sebab kita tak ada hujan. Race menarik. Every category ada fight masing-masing. Jadi untuk keseluruhannya saya berpuas hati dengan production hari ini.
Fascinating behind the scenes look there, courtesy Push Baraja, the producer. Thank you to Push. For a chance to win a small polo shirt, courtesy Idemetsu. 2 questions this week about the Yamaha Indonesia racing team. Second of which is name the teenage Yamaha Indonesia rider who won the 1 Prix Underbone novice category in 2021. A clue, he has already won on the Asian road racing circuit, but in the Development Suzuki Asian Challenge, he's a name Yamaha Indonesia hold high hopes for. Coming up after the break, we head back to Chennai for the penultimate round of the Indian National Road Racing Championships and a young woman looking for a perfect season. Ryhana Bee is the unofficial new champion of the 2021-22 MRF Indian National Championships 165cc category for women.
Adeline and the others have other plans, and they're off. A good start there for all 3 in the front row. We see them side by side. Lani Zena definitely trying to make the most out of that clean start in this first corner.
Coming into the 4th round at Chennai last weekend, Ryhana had won the previous 3 races of the season, but here she would find the defending champion Anne Jennifer a determined opponent, and for 4.5 laps, Anne led the way.
Slingshot ahead of Anne Jennifer, and there she does it. Can Anne Jennifer respond? She gets into the inside. A brave move from Anne Jennifer there. She's not letting this go down without a fight. Fantastic racing from both Anne and Ryhana. Ryhana going on the outside, a very, very quicker line that Ryhana got through at the exit of turn 9. They're coming into turn 10 at the moment. What a change in the order. Can Anne Jennifer respond, or has she lost that pace? Ryhana definitely quicker at the moment. She's got 1 corner remaining. What a tough day for Anne Jennifer. She was leading this race. She wanted to take that checkered flag. We're coming to the wire here, ladies and gentlemen, into that final corner. And it's Ryhana for Team RACR Castrol Power and Ultimate, who takes 4 wins in 4 rounds. What a season she's had so far.
I'm pretty much emotional about this race because I really had a really rough day yesterday during my qualifying session, because I just put my bike down in a very 3rd lap of my qualifying session. But nothing could stop me from performing well, and I just kept my focus and vision on the track. I really want to congratulate my other fellow riders, because they did really good job. I expected this battle in the season, and I'm so happy and quite happy about the win.
It was a really good race. It's been quite a while since I lost my pace from last year's season, so I was a bit worried on how I'm going to get back to the pace. So this race was really a turnover for me. I was able to compete to the first place, so I'm really glad I'm able to cope up with what I was, and I'm sure I'll be able to perform a lot more better in the upcoming races.
Well, after taking a break, Ryhana comes back, and then she's had a good rider coach in Rajni. Okay, she's learned. She's obviously a good learner. She's had the patience to become the best. Even in spite of her break, she's come in there to crack this. And even though the fight with Anne Jennifer was close and things like that, she sealed the championship. So now I think at the next round, we are really going to see probably a leap forward, or at least let me say, hopefully a leap forward, knocking off a couple of tenths. All right, so that we can then say for sure, without the pressure of the championship, okay, off her head, she's able now to go even better in time for next championship.
Great to have racing back from Chennai, the first event of the season. Before we go, a reminder of how you can win polo shirts courtesy Idemitsu. 2 questions about Yamaha Indonesia. Name the Yamaha Indonesia rider who won the 1 Prix Underbone Expert category in the season just gone. A clue: he expects to ride 600 Supersports in this season's Asian Road Racing Championship. Second, name the teenager who won the 1 Prix Underbone Novice category in the season just gone for Yamaha Indonesia. A clue: he's already won on the Asian Road Racing circuit. Next week, all eyes on the Astra Honda racing team. Traditionally, these standard bearers for excellence amongst Indonesian teams. We examine how they hope to stay at the top. That's next time on the Asia Motorsports Hour.